And I can't, like, honestly, I hope that guy's watching this video. I hope that guy, I'm going to dog whistle to him as loud as I possibly can. Like, I'm going to throw rocks at him, right? This is going to be what it's going to be. I'm going to throw, you already saw the title. You see the thumbnail, which is just going to be me, because I don't even care to, like, Google image a fucking Scofield Bible to just even use this. I literally don't care enough about you to even do that. I care enough about you to make this video because I need a quick half hour of content. I can't think of what else to do, and I still have to watch shit about Katy Perry in space, because all I know is that Katy Perry went to space and acted like a fucking retard, and I'd like to know more because I need to make jokes, but I figured I can just stomp all over you, and that's a quick 30. And here we are.
There is no one greater than Jesus Christ of Nazareth ever to exist on the face of this planet. I belong to that Jesus. I fear no one, and I fear nothing. Understand?
So, just to be upfront, you guys are going to be getting a whole lot of one take Andy videos like for the next, because I haven't done this with you guys yet on YouTube. Alright, so around mid-April my job really picks up. I go from doing like 5-6 jobs a day, working like 5-6 hours a day, and then overnight I go to working like 9-10 hours a day. And this shit is gonna last until like fucking mid-July. Around this time in July is when it's gonna calm down to where I'm only working like 8-hour days. So, like the big projects, all the fun editing and that shit, like if there's a couple of days that I don't post anything, it'll be because I'm doing some sort of editing thing. But beyond that, man, I didn't get the fucking time. I mean, it's 8 o'clock right now. And, like, if I fuck up and make a shit video, and I'm like, fuck, I gotta make another video. Like, I have one on deck. Tomorrow we're totally talking about Katy Perry in space. I can't wait for that one. I get to watch all sorts of videos about Katy Perry in space. This is gonna be fun. But today I wanted to talk about why I'm so frustrated to be back on YouTube dealing with fucking YouTube commenters. Cause like, not you guys. You guys are great. But like, some of you guys, you're fucking testing. And it drives me insane because you've figured out the way to rub me just right to where it's gonna bug the fuck out of me, and now I'm gonna make a video about it. So last night I didn't get home till like 6:30. I eat, take a shower. By the time I was done fucking around, just winding down from work, it was like 8 o'clock, and I'm like, ugh. So I recorded a video. And halfway through the video, I'm like, fuck me, this sucks. Like, this video's just turned to shit. So I'm like, well, I ain't posting that. And I'm not going to just not do something because I just shit I want to talk about. So I recorded another video. But it was like 9 o'clock when I recorded that. And so I get everything done. And I'm editing and waiting for shit to render. And I'm like, well, it's 10 o'clock. What am I going to do? And I just sat around and answered comments from you guys. And some people were apparently up or paying attention to their phone or whatever, I don't know. But there was a couple of people I just kind of got into a conversation with. And I would like to read one of these conversations and discuss it. And hopefully this person is watching, but we don't say names around here because everybody can just go look into the comments and find who it is. I'm going to read the fucking things word for word, so it doesn't matter. But, nevertheless, if you're watching, this is for you. Starts it off with, Tim is on Netanyahu's payroll now. And I kind of went, is this like the weird Lauren Southern thing? Because I didn't care to look at that at all. And I thought that was Russia. I don't even know. okay, whatever, I thought that was Russia, but apparently you think everything's run by the Jews, so... Yeah. Okay. And so my response, just trying to keep it light, I said, LOL, you probably won't like my channel. You guys know me. I'm the only person on YouTube who will straight up tell people, yeah, maybe you shouldn't stick around. He responded, why not? And I said, well, I don't get paid for doing this, obviously. I'm certainly not on anyone's payroll. But I do support Israel. Right? Like, I'm like, let's, whatever, we can just go there. And, he says, plenty of good men have otherwise been taken by the Scofield heresy. And immediately, I think to myself, oh God, it's one of you. It's one of you who's smart enough that if you actually thought about things instead of reading about things, you'd figure things out instead of just learning things. Like, that. There's a very learned person that has zero wisdom. Because I'm just like, okay. Because he could have said anything. He could have said anything. I support Israel. Not on anybody's payroll, because I don't get paid for this shit. I support Israel. And he could have said anything. He could have said, in the Jewish Zionist takeover of the world, or like just as far against Hamas. Like, he could have said fucking anything. But he says, plenty of good men have otherwise been taken by the Scofield heresy. And I immediately go, I don't know what the fuck that is. So now I have to look it up. Because I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck to say to that. I don't know how to answer that. I have no clue. So I had to look it up. And I read this thing, like the Grok summary, and I'm like, I don't understand what the fuck half of this is talking about. It's referencing other shit that I'm like, fuck me. Now I have to learn about more things just to understand whatever the fuck this is even supposed to be. And I'm like, all right. Let's think. If I was like a really weird anti-Zionist boogeyman fighter, like, what would I need to have this fucking even be about? And so I'm like, oh, look for the anti-Semitic shit. Okay. So I start scrolling through it like, oh, I wish Wikipedia just had a where's the anti-Semitism so I could just go right to that. But where the anti-Semitism lies in this is essentially it's a Scofield study Bible is what this is referencing. Scofield study Bible. The Scofield study Bible is a Bible that was written by a guy named Scofield. And it's a study Bible. So it's essentially the Bible, but with like a shit ton of stuff in the margins and all over the fucking place. All these annotations and notes, and this references this, and this I believe is this, and blah, 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 right? It's a study Bible. It's a Bible that somebody studied with, and they wrote down all their notes and compiled it all into a fucking Bible. And you can read it, and you can read all their notes and all their thoughts and go, oh, okay. And it's like you study the Bible through somebody else studying the Bible. And in it, there's a part where it says that if any man should harm a Jew, then they would be just heaped upon with God's wrath. And I was kind of like, well, yeah. Like, yeah, okay, I get that. And that's like, but that's like a, because it says Jew, that's like a fucking crazy fucking thing, right? Like, oh my God, this guy thinks that if you hurt a Jew, God's going to be mad at you. And I'm like, yeah. Like, yeah, that's sure, okay. But much like Jesus, I don't give a shit that it's a Jew. Like, because Jesus said, right? Jesus said that if anyone should harm another, that they would be harming themselves tenfold what they're doing to the other person. He didn't say if anybody should harm a Jew, they would be... He said if anybody should harm anybody, they're going to have God's wrath. Like, if anybody should hurt anybody, God's going to be mad at you. Like, and... So... Yeah, like, whatever, and it's a heresy, and okay, but like, Jesus said don't hurt each other, or it's going to be worse for you than whatever you're doing to that person. And like, I understand what that means. That means that if you hurt another person, you don't give a shit, you're going to hell, and that sucks. Like, that sucks for eternity. And like, I can have the conceptual, I can conceive of what that means. Like, I can think... Okay, so it's like this, but like way worse and forever. Like, it just never ends. Like, it goes on for so long, at some point I will go, how long have I been here? Fuck me, I don't even know. Right? At some point I will have lost count. Like, that I get the concept, you know? So, like, that's why I try my very best to not hurt people. That's why if somebody should happen to shove me, I won't stab them in the chest. Right? Because I'm Christian. And like, God would be mad at me if I were to do that. And then like, I would get arrested. And like, I'd have to go to jail. And like, if it, God forbid, got out on the internet, oh my gosh, then I wouldn't be able to show my face anywhere without having somebody call me a murderer or somebody try to attack me, or who even knows. Like, no, that would be awful. That would be like hell. That would be like God's wrath. Because, like, it's funny, those of you who know your Bible but don't read it, God's wrath happens to be the fucking consequences for our actions. Like, you understand that, right? Because, like, if you just bad your whole life and you don't care and you just spurn God, and right? If you don't even so much as love God, like, if you just can't even bring yourself to get an affection for the man, just, okay, that's you're going to suffer the consequences of your actions, which is cast into the fire, like that, you know, for all eternity. That's consequences of your actions. That's God's wrath. And everybody thinks that, like, God's wrath essentially equates to that. Well, he's going to strike thee down with a bolt of lightning from heaven, and or some angel's going to come with a, you know, flaming sword and cut him down. Like, that's not... That isn't God's wrath. God's wrath is you get to suffer the consequences for your actions. God says, right? Like, it... With every one of us, right? God is essentially taking the same position as he did with Adam and Eve. We are all, in essence, Adam and Eve in the eyes of the Lord. He put us on this world, and he said to us, do whatever you want. Just don't do that. That's bad for you. Alright? Other than that, you do anything you want. Whatever you want to do. Doesn't matter. Go have fun. Be people. This is great. I made people. Go be people. I want to see how people, you know, do being people. Like, go be people, right? This will be fun. And so he set us out free into the world. Do whatever we want. We can do whatever we want, right? But like, he tells us, don't do that though. That's bad for you, right? For Adam and Eve, it was eat the apple. Just don't eat the apple. There's fucking apples all over there. Those are your apples. Do whatever you want with them. That tree, the one tree there, no apples. Right? This is the only rule. No apples from that tree. Any apples you want, except those. Right? And the lady was tempted, and she corrupted the man, and then the man pussed out and blamed it all on the lady. And then they suffered the consequences for their actions. You can do whatever you want. Don't do that. It's bad for you. And they did that, and it was bad for them. Kick out. He didn't smite them. He didn't fucking cast down fire from heaven. He kicked them out. He said, well, fuck you now. Now you got to go in the world, and you got to get a job, bitch. And you're going to have kids because there's only 2 of you. And all the other people that are over there, that we'll get to them later. But, like, you know, there's only the 2 of you here. And, like, so you got to have kids. And that's going to suck because, you know, you're going to have to push that out of you. And she went, well, what do you mean push it out of me? Like, and he said, the apple wasn't that fucking good, right? And you're going to have to take care of her. And Adam went, but it was her fault. And God went, yeah. And because you're a bitch and blaming it on her, you're going to have to take care of her now. And there's our gender roles right there. But nevertheless, he views us all the same way. He gave us life. We came from our mothers. And he pushed us out of Eden into the world. And we either have to grub and scrape to take care of one, or we gotta get babies to take care of the babies. Right? And still we get rules. Except now they can't be so simple as don't eat the apples from the one tree over there. Which I think at this point, any one of us would be like, oh, I can do that. But like, come on. So now it's like, well, you can't do all this shit. Like, you can't do all this crazy stuff. You cannot have 100 dudes fuck you in the butt. It's Lily's new thing. Can't wait to see that video. You can't have 100 guys fuck you in the butt. Man, her asshole is going to be... I can't wait to see the interview after that gangbang. And when she starts crying about, well, you know, how are you... How are things with you, Lily? Like, how are things... You know, and she's going to start crying. Stuff just falls out of me. You can't do that. Like, that's bad for you. Right? That's one of the rules. You can't do that. That's bad for you. And she is going to not be struck down by lightning or a hammer from the sky. It's gonna be an aching asshole for like a week and a butt plug for about a month. Otherwise she's gonna shit herself everywhere she goes. Like, she's gonna take at least a month off work, I think. I think she's gonna take a break for a minute and, you know, have to recover. But like, that's God's punishment. The fact that she's going to have to lay on her side for a month. Lest she shit on the couch. Like, that's going to be her punishment. She's going to have to deal with life like that for however long that lasts. And she's going to have to deal with the, oh my God, now she's like super hoe. She's doing it butt like this. Like, oh my gosh. Like, she's going to have to deal with all that. And that's God's wrath. That's how it works. Like, that's the way it goes. You do something bad, you suffer the punishment, right? So, yeah, I also agree that if any man should harm a Jew, he's going to suffer God's wrath. Because that's like how it goes. If you hurt people, God's going to be mad at you. And you probably get sued. I mean, well, let's be honest, if we're just going to be, you know, fucked up and racist here, let's just be fucked up and racist. You know you're getting sued. And you know it's going to be a good fucking lawyer. And you know it's going to be pro bono because it's his cousin, uncle, whatever, fuck. You know what I mean? Like, So yeah, you probably don't want to go around attacking Jews. I'm just gonna say, like, it's probably a really bad idea, and it could seem biblical. I mean, the Scofield Bible was written in 1906, and I gotta be honest with you, it applies a whole hell of a lot more today than it did back then, I bet you. Of course, now they bomb the motherfuckers, so beware. The wrath of God does come like fire from the sky every once in a while. And so, alright. So he says that. And I went into a whole big tirade about fucking October 7th. And I fucking, I did this whole thing. And I post it. And because YouTube sucks fat cock, it didn't keep it. And because there's no way I was going to remember the 3-paragraph answer that I typed out, I just said, lol, whatever, dude. Keep chasing phantoms. Enjoy your fake holy war. Because, like, and since then, because I'm done with the conversation now. Like, I see no reason to continue with this guy. Because, again, this is more of the asinine bullshit. He says, you aren't a Christian then? And then you're not a Christian then? And then, so you aren't religious then? I think at this point I've proven that I'm not only Christian, but fairly religious, Like, I'm reading my Bible. I am up to Joshua 8. Well, I'm finishing Joshua 7 on Joshua 8, 158 pages in. And I gotta tell you, it's an interesting read. It's a very interesting read. And it's odd because I keep trying to put, like, today's morality on the things that these people are doing. And at the same time, I'm like, well, yeah, that's kind of the point. And, I don't know. I've been thinking a lot about the Bible. I read it every Sunday. I do church by myself. I wake up in the morning and I do my morning things. And then I sit in my chair and I read my Bible for an hour. That's what I do. And, you say whatever you want to about it. But it's a very interesting read. It's tough to get through some parts, though. I gotta tell you, Numbers is rough. Like, Numbers is pretty rough. Leviticus is pretty rough. Deuteronomy is pretty cool. I like Deuteronomy. But, like, I made it up to Kings, I think. I think I was in Kings. And I was reading my grandfather's, King James Version, and I'm like, I want to read Grandpa's Bible, and I'm reading it, and I'm like, oh, it's the King James Version, it's got all the these and thous and those and thines, and I'm like, yeah, that's fun, I like that. I kind of understand me some oldie English, I'm like, oh, I'm cool with this. I did a lot of Shakespeare in high school, so, I understand me some oldie English, and I'm reading it, and I'm like, wow, this is a lot more than just kind of confusing things that I can pretty much figure out. Like, this is using terms that I can't even fathom to think what the fuck it means. And I was just very confused through it, and I was having a real tough time with it. Church wasn't great. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to read my Bible. My Bible is the Living Bible. It's a Young Reader's Gift Edition. With the red letter concordance, which means all the Jesus stuff's in red lettering. But yeah, this is oops, things falling out. This is my Bible. I've had this Bible as long as I can remember. I mean, I think my mother gave it to me when I was like 10 or something like that, 10, 11, somewhere around there. And I never read it until, like, I would look up things in it from time to time, but I never, like, sat down and read the thing cover to cover. And now I'm sitting down reading the thing cover to cover, and I gotta tell you, it's an interesting read. It is very interesting to think about. I can understand the drive that some people have to really mark up their Bibles and make all sorts of notes and stuff. So I get the concept of the study Bible. I have a Ryrie study Bible. I don't know if that's a heresy or not either, but I got one of those. And I've never read that either. But, I don't know. I didn't realize these study Bibles were so, wicked. I might have to read it. But, yeah, like, I don't know. I'm doing the whole Christian thing. Like, I'm really pretty into it. You know what I mean? And I gotta tell you, like, trying very hard to calm down my antics with things has actually been a positive in my life. And I gotta tell you, a lot of problems that I've had for forever, I just don't have anymore. It's been months since the last time that I was actually really depressed. It's been months. I used to take Lexapro for depression. And then I changed careers and I got into a job that I really love, doing a thing that I really love to do. And I stopped taking Lexapro because didn't need Lexapro anymore. I was pretty happy. But I would still get depressed from time to time. There would still be blue periods. You know what I mean? It wasn't a thing that was an overarching, always thing in my life. But, it was still there from time to time. Because when you have depression, you get depressed from time to time. For some people that have depression, they get depressed and have never stopped. You know what I mean? But, like, I'm not that bad. I just, every once in a while, I just don't want to fucking do anything. You know what I mean? I just want to sit here and waste my life away watching movies and not even pay attention to anything. I go through those periods. Haven't for months. Not on any new drug. I'm doing less of the old drugs. And I'm doing less of the things that I'm not supposed. I'm eating less apples. And because I'm eating less apples, I'm becoming a much happier person. Like, my life is still miserable. Let's not fucking, mince words here. I still live with my parents, and it's a horror show. And, but I love my job, and I love myself, and I love God, most of all. And I've got other people in my life that I love, and I've got a lot of things going on, and I'm having a lot of fun, and I'm keeping myself occupied, and I'm trying my best to not give idle hand to the devil. And I'm becoming a happier, more adjusted person because of it. Right? And like I said, all I've done is just tried to stop doing the things that I know I'm not supposed to do. And I started reading my Bible, and I started praying a lot more, and thinking a lot more about God, and trying to figure out what all's going on. Where all exactly I fit with the common beliefs of people who've really not even read a Bible. Because I used to be one of you. You know what I mean? Like, I used to be one of you people. I used to parade around about how fucking knowledgeable I was of a theologian, thinking, well, I look stuff up in the Bible. I've never actually read it. I don't need to read it. I know what the fuck it is. I went to church when I was a kid. Like, no, it doesn't really work that way. You really should read the Bible. But yeah, I've read books before. Like, I read all of Revelations because that's the fun end of the world stuff, and I read Genesis because that's the fun beginning of the world stuff, and I read Matthew. And I didn't like Matthew, but I was a totally different person back then. So it'll be fun to read Matthew again. But yeah, so far, I dig it. It's a good book. I mean, it's, like I said, some of the parts of it, like Numbers, man, it's rough. Like all the, oh my God, like with the begats, this person begat and this person begat, and it goes for like a page and a half, and you're like, oh my gosh, the begats. And you struggle through and you get through the begats, But then you hit Numbers, and it's like, all right, we're going to need this much gold, and we're going to need this much wood, and we're going to need this much silver, we're going to need this much bronze, we're going to do this much copper, we're going to need this much all this stuff, we're going to need all this money, and we're going to need this, we're going to need that, and then we're going to do this with all that stuff. And then it's the list of how to build a tabernacle and how to build the ark, and oh my, I'm like, and then it's like, all right, now we're going to count the people, and I'm like, oh no, we're going to count all the people individually, like, And like honestly, I read that and I think, you know, like these are the books, you know, of the Torah. Like this is what the Jews believe. And it's like there's a lot of counter. Like, makes sense. You have a lot of Jewish accountants. Like that makes a lot of sense because, man, when you're going to temple, is it when you're going to, you know, the Jewish place to do the thing, when you go to the synagogue, do the thing. I'm not Jewish. and I haven't really even thought about it in forever, so now I'm like trying to drag it out. But I think I'm getting it right. You go to the synagogue and the temple, right? But yeah, when you go do your thing, you gotta sit there and listen to them count people like that. Like I can imagine being a Jewish kid sitting in there listening to numbers, thinking, "I wish I was doing somebody's taxes," and then you just become an accountant. Like that's how it happens. But you know, look, I like Jewish people. I like black people. I like Mexican people. I like illegal immigrants. I just don't like them in the country illegally, you know. But they're fine people. I think they're all just wonderful people. Deep down inside, some of them. But others, I think, are just fine people. I think it's like anything else in life. You know what I mean? Like, there's 50 million illegal immigrants in the country. And, yeah, a good 10-15% of them bad apples. But all the rest of them probably just fine people. It's a shame that they had to be used in this political game. That's how I feel about it. I think it's a shame that they had to be used in the way that they were for this political game. And we couldn't have just, I don't know, upheld the law for all these years, right? We seriously had to import a voting block. Like, it's just, nah, man. Like, you gotta go. I'm sorry that they led you astray. And like, dude, seriously, every illegal immigrant should be just hating the Democrats right now. Because they're like, man, you let us here under a false pretense. You said you were going to let us in and give us all citizenships and give us all basic income and give us all a place to live and give us all a business to run and give us all stuff to do. Like, you told us that you were going to do everything for us. And look at it now. Now we have to go back home. That sucks. Like, yeah, sorry. Where did I get off onto this with? Oh, anyways. So, yeah. I mean, I don't know. But I don't really know, like, cuz this is the problem with this kind of shit. And if you're watching, dude, like, this is the problem with this kind of shit. Give me fucking something. Right? Like, you can't even really just say that Tim's on Netanyahu's. I'm fucking defending Tim. God. Ugh. What does that even mean? Tim's on Netanyahu's payroll right now. I had to fucking think about it to even figure out what the fuck you're talking about. Like, look, dude, look. Right? I explained in the video, I thought, I don't really watch Tim anymore. Like, I skip all the Tim stuff. I read the fucking title, and then I go to the video, and Tim starts talking about his coffee, and I skip that. And then he reads the fucking title of the article he's going to read. And then he starts reading the article. And then he stops halfway to talk about what he thinks about it. And I skip that because I don't care what Tim thinks about anything. And then I listen to him read the last of the article to me. And then I turn it off. And I haven't even done that shit in months. Because I can't take it anymore. It's a 30-minute video and he spends 25 minutes talking about himself. He doesn't even really do the news anymore. So I don't even watch him at all. I'm not up his ass like you are. Like, I don't get the fucking he's on Netanyahu's payroll. I don't understand that. What does that mean? Like, give me something. Am I a Christian? Yes, I'm a Christian. But you know what? Me being cool with the Jews, that doesn't mean I'm not a fucking Christian. What is that question? Oh, you are a Christian. What does that even mean? Like, give me something. Plenty of men have otherwise been taken by the scope. Fuck you. take your Scofield Bible and shove it up your ass. Like, dude, this shit is fucking exhausting. YouTube comments. Now I feel at peace. I've let it all out. I've let it all go. And I can't, like, honestly, I hope that guy's watching this video. I hope that guy, I'm going to dog whistle to him as loud as I possibly can. Like, I'm going to throw rocks at him, right? This is going to be what it's going to be. I'm going to throw, you already saw the title. You see the thumbnail, which is just going to be me. Because I don't even care to, like, Google image a fucking Scofield Bible to just even use this. I literally don't care enough about you to even do that. I care enough about you to make this video because I need a quick half hour of content. I can't think of what else to do. And I still have to watch shit about Katy Perry in space. Because all I know is that Katy Perry went to space and acted like a fucking retard. And I'd like to know more because I need to make jokes. But I figured I can just stomp all over you. And that's a quick 30. And here we are. And there you go.